This is Albanian Stories, a series of interviews about unique Albanian people from our diaspora and their extraordinary stories. Hello, Gëzim.
Hi, Georgie.
Hello, thank you for doing this, for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you were suggested by the guys of Garmin that they told us, like, you gotta check out this character because the guy is really. And I kind of jumped into your articles and they were pretty interesting, and your backstory is like even more interesting. So you were born in Italy, right?
I
Yeah.
was born in Kosovo and I left when I was 2 years old. Yeah, we moved to Italy. Then in Italy, yeah, I grew up in Italy. I lived there for something like 20 years. Then we moved to Germany. I've been living in Germany for 7 years now. And yeah, here it is.
So you've been like jumping from, well, it's not exactly jumping because after 20 years it's not like that often, but do you have any recollection of your, I mean, like your early years, like the switch from one place to the other?
Well, from Kosovo to Italy, not right, because I was only 2 years old, so I don't remember like moving. But I remember, yeah, the first years in Italy, like in kindergarten, like that. It was kind of weird because I don't remember like talking Italian, but my mother says that I started to talk like immediately. I already knew a bit of Albanian, but then I started like in Italian without any problem. So I feel she says like you were already like doing this double life, talking Italian outside, talking Albanian at home. So, but yeah, the best memories were when we went back, like every summer. Then we did it like every summer after the war, every summer going back to Kosovo, and that was yeah probably the best memories that I have because like the highest level of happiness, like waiting to go back to Kosovo and then yeah going back there and playing with cousins and visiting relatives. And yeah, that was I feel I spent many years in Italy just waiting for that month of the summer to go back to Kosovo.
You say you were anticipating very much to go like every year. Was anything special that made it apart from playing and everything? Was there something like you felt like at home somehow? I mean, not at home like an exclusive home. I mean, because still your home was Italy for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's because okay, probably I was a kid and for me it was okay. I'm gonna go to Kosovo because there is no school. I'm gonna play. But that was probably when I was really young. But then I feel okay. As soon as I gonna be like 18 years old, I'm gonna go back to Kosovo. That was my feeling when I started to grow up. Because as you said, like I felt at home there, and probably one reason was the name. As in fact, like in Italy, I was people knew me as Jimmy, not as Gzim.
Okay.
Then growing up, and after I left Italy, I kind of realized why I did this, like introducing myself always as Jimmy, because I felt like this is gonna be the first step to make me accepted from Italian people. I didn't want them to know anything about my Albanian part, and that was a bit also conditioned by the fact that in Italy, Albanians for many years were like the bad thing. They were always. It was like always some Albanians fault for something that happened, like you know. And then I kind of hide that part. And only when I went back to Kosovo, like people pronounced my name correctly, I felt like, as you said, at home. Even though like I spent only 1 month or 3 weeks there uh, each year, but I always had this strong feeling with yeah with the country I was born.
Did you? Because there are lots of people, well, hundreds of thousands of people that live in Italy, like, and sometimes this alienation for strangers from the Italians is like a normal thing because they do it between Italians themselves. So, but it's not. in the end, was it justified your sense of being an Albanian and like just like trying to cover it up somehow? Because like in Italy, Albanians are maybe the only immigrants that cover the whole range of work and entrepreneurship. Like they do tiles and construction, and they also own restaurants, and they also own hotels, and they are in the fabrics, like in the production of like lots of, I mean, big businesses. And the others are like more like, I don't know, other ethnicities are like focused on what they know how to do best, just a small range of things, and that's it, you know. Meanwhile, Albanians, like, they do everything.
It's difficult also to understand because like just growing up, I keep like thinking of what I did, and every year I find something else, like another answer to what I did. But at the beginning was like going outside, having a lot of friends, and then sometimes it happens. Some of them said something against immigrants, and some of them said something against Albanians. And in my mind was like, okay, if I show them my Albanian part, probably I'm gonna end up being alone. And I saw like other immigrants, kids that were alone and didn't have any friends, what kind of life they did. And in my mind was like, as a kid you wanna have friends. That's simple as that. So it was like, okay, I don't wanna lose friends, I don't wanna be alone, so I'm gonna hide that part. But you then start hiding and keep hiding it, and then like the society, I always say there is this narrative in every country you go. They say if you get integrated, you're gonna be accepted. Fine, if you learn the language, if you respect the rules, if you pay taxes, blah blah blah, you're gonna be accepted, which is not 100% true. Because if you get assimilated, then okay, you're gonna be accepted like 100%. If you become an Italian or a German, like perfectly as they want you to be. But if you show your other part and you don't know how, because in my now like thinking about it, I was like, okay, I lived 20 years in Italy, my life was almost perfect. If the perfection exists, it was me. I being loved from everyone, I have tons of friends, but in 20 years I never showed my Albanian part. So then it comes the what if question. What if I had shown like since the beginning my Albanian part? What if I've introduced myself as Gëzim? Because then you introduce yourself with your name, then people start asking you, where do you come from? Where is Kosovo? What is Kosovo? Are you Muslim? Do you drink this? Do you eat that? And like you don't want to go through this every time you meet a new person. So it was like, okay, I'm not gonna show the Albanian part, so I avoid those questions. So people think I'm Italian, people think I'm okay, and blah blah blah. But then you grow up and you ask yourself, why I did that? I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, you'll never know.
Just keep growing up, and every year I find out something else, and it took me like a lot to find a kind of identity balance, if we can call it like that.
And when you have you ever worked in Italy or just finished school and when you moved to Germany?
I work. I mean, not like proper job. I started last years when I was studying. I did my bachelor there. I was a pizza delivery guy.
No, I was thinking maybe like when you finished university, maybe something like when you try to enter into a more, let's say, not corporate but a more academic realm of works and jobs. Maybe there you felt that, well, even if you're from Albanian roots, that doesn't affect, or maybe it does in Italy. I don't know. It surely does actually.
I cannot answer because as soon as I left 1 year before finishing my bachelor, because I did then my last year of my bachelor. I did it when I was in Germany, so I never really tried to get a job, like a academic related job in Italy, because I left that because of like I didn't see any future, and I also wanted to do a master abroad. I wanted to do it in another language. And then yeah.
Um, do you have like maybe any story like when, let's say, you were saved by being an Albanian, I don't know, like something like you met into someone or you ran into someone, of course you might have something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about it. I used to play football. I would like my life was like just football, playing football and watching football. I was playing during a match and I did a bad foul. I deserved a yellow card, and the referee didn't do anything. I was like, okay, weird. After 5 minutes, he comes to me and he asked me, "You know why you didn't get any yellow card?" I was like, "No, I don't know." And then he told me, "Yeah, because I'm Albanian." I was like, "Okay."
Let's break everybody's legs then.
Then we laughed, and at some point I was like, he told me like, just stop laughing, otherwise the people gonna understand.
Germany is very different, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Was like to go to another world, completely different culture, different way of socializing, different way of working. The language is crazy, difficult. Yeah, it's completely different.
Do you find like now it's easier? Of course, now you don't even have to think about like keeping a global citizen, whatever. You just like be yourself. You can say whatever you want and feel whatever you want.
Exactly.
Okay, so
That was my
yeah.
my reaction was like, well, now I don't even care what people think or say, or now it's me. That's my story. If you wanna listen, if you're interested, but yeah, that's it.
So everybody living in Italy hearing this, like you can contact Gëzim and he will help you out in Germany. Like just move out of there. Yeah, well, just like how many people are like how many Albanians are in Italy? Like 500,000. You can manage. You can
Yeah.
open a website.
If you help me, we can do it together.
Yeah, we asked Mark and like Guff like help you guys out. Are you focused on like work and politics from like our roots, like Albania and Kosovo? Because I saw your articles are really.
I'm like, for example, the thesis that I just finished to write is about Chinese investment in the Western Balkans, because it's the region that kind of know. But about the articles, writing is probably my biggest hobby next to reading. And when I write, I realized you have to write about yourself, because I cannot write about other things that do not touch me. So that's why I started to write about like more culture and stuff like that, because there are many things about our culture that I don't like, that I had to fight against, and then I realizing that those things are having a bad impact on everyday life. So that's why I decided to write about.
I mean, like when you say fight, like I can see like the dedication and the commitment to it. How far that goes. I mean, because fight is the thing that we like really go into, you know, and we have like really deep issues here that we are not even aware of. We just like see the consequences and we just like point at the consequences and we say like we're this and we're that and we're like sometimes the scapegoat is a whole other phenomena and we are, if we go back for maybe thousands of years and the same things have been there and it's not the problem, it's not the today's things. And like it's fine. I the whole marriage with an Albanian partner thing, like yeah, it sounds silly at first, but it reminded me of for everybody listening, Gëzim has an article on Kosovo 2.0 about how lovely it is for our parents the idea that we should get a life partner with from Albanian roots, which is fine, you know, because they have their own beliefs. And in Kosovo, it's a bit stronger. It's not. It's actually way stronger than in Albania. We see it as you said in the article. We see it as an improvement on our social outreach, on our global scale, on our global ranking, not scale, on our global ranking as people. But the thing is, that reminded me of the 5 monkeys experiment, when there were 5 monkeys in a cage, and they put a banana in the cage, and when the monkey wanted to get the banana, they would like wet all the monkeys with water. So they started switching off the monkeys, and they removed the banana. So even if the banana wasn't there, the monkeys were afraid to go and pick it up because they were. So in Kosovo, the main thing was like survive and have the people to go to war. So you had to marry by default within yourselves and have as much children as possible, which is like a tradition still today. Even if it's today, it's maybe not needed that much because, let's say, the banana is gone now. But the thing stays. So maybe we should, instead of, I'm just taking the marriage between Albanians as an example of, maybe we should clarify that we don't need to keep some traditions that don't have a practical use nowadays, rather than say this is wrong. Well, this might not be wrong for your own beliefs, but it's like it's of no use. Like putting this stress on the younger but it's funny though. It's funny like how it's how we keep like, well, what can you do?
Yeah, it's a big topic. I mean, because like the same as I growing up, you realize, okay, at the beginning when I was younger, I felt I never had like pressure from my parents. I had 2 relationships in my life. None of the girls were Albanians, and for my parents was fine. I mean, I didn't see any pressure or any like bad comments, but still, like I realized how much there is this pressure like for other people. I went back to Kosovo last summer, and it was the first time after 8 years. I didn't go back for 8 years because I was tired of like repeating the same holiday. So at some point I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go back till I decide to go back. And last summer I decided to go back. I had this wonderful trip like through Albania and Kosovo, and I left like the last 5 days to see my relatives. These people haven't seen me for like 8 years. God knows how many questions they should have, or maybe just ask me like about the trip. I did the entire trip through Albania, like from the south to the north. I saw many places, blah blah. What did they ask me? First question: when are you going to get married?
So when are you going?
Okay, wait. You missed me. You missed me so much. I was like, well, look, I'm not even close to it. So but yeah, that's like you said. I mean, I really don't have anything to add to what you said. Because I can understand the generation of my parents, why they believe it, but still it's a useless pressure, because I see many people that to me like they don't realize it, but they ruin their life just to please their parents.
You know what I've noticed, like in my own experience in Tirana, when we want to, one of the main things, or maybe one of the main errors, let's say, that we do in our efforts to improve our social awareness and everything is like we create these communities of like-minded people. Like, for example, let's suppose like me and you would have like this idea of helping this tradition not affect people's lives and whatever. What we would do, like we would set up something and we would share our opinions, and people like-minded like us would share their opinions with us, and they will all agree and everything, and it would all finish there. I mean, there is. I don't see very often that the people that need to be exposed to new ideas are exposed to new ideas. If you tell to them like, listen, guys, we don't need to marry between each other anymore because it's not the same situation. You know, maybe they would change their mind. We are very flexible and we are very smart. We are very intelligent as people. We just need to be exposed to the information that we need in order for us to change.
Yeah, it's completely true, because if I talk to you, I know. I mean, it's fine. If I talk to someone
Yeah,
else
we
like
agree.
us, it's fine. It's okay. But if you try then to explain this to our parents, to the generation of our parents, it's to me. I mean, speaking like for the Kosovo side, it's like if you talk to them, all of them are like, yeah, it's fine. It's not a problem. But then if it happens, if
In
it
their
really
family.
happens, wait, no, no, no. I mean, it can happen to someone else, but not to my son or not to my daughter, because then another thing is like me as a boy. Okay, it might work, but if I had a sister, no way. I mean, no way that a girl get married with an Italian, a German, or another one. No way. Then here it comes like the other bad thing that we have in our culture, like this.
Discrimination between.
I don't know how to. Yeah, exactly. You found the right word because yeah, as a boy, okay, you know what? Okay, you can do it, but as a girl, no way. You have to follow the rules, and that's it.
And this is the mentality that creates the weak man that you were talking for. It wasn't the other thing, because I see it now. These are perceived. It's the same thing even here. Maybe even like in Albania, it's a bit less harsh because like we care less. But it's the same situation. Like men are brought up by women that have married. Like the pattern is repeated.
Exactly.
Like the mother is married with a guy that is spoiled by by his own mother, and she doesn't like feed into her son the ideas that, listen, you need to have a partner in life, not just a wife. You need to build up with them or whatever. And this never happens. And like I joke all the time with these things and like say that, well, end of the day it's women's fault, but it's not. Well, it's not only women's fault. It's like it's everybody's
It's
fault.
it's
It's everybody's
it's
fault,
50.
But it's
Just
50-50, like
to
for
be
everything.
fair, I
Yeah.
would say it's 60% of us because we should first understand how much power do we have and the fact that we don't have first to use it as people some men use it, but the other side there is also the female part. It's a big part because yeah, as a mother you are a woman first. Why you grow up your son as he's a king or
Yeah.
whatever? I mean, you as a woman first don't have to give him like, he's my son, he can do whatever he wants. No, because if he can do whatever he wants, if he grew up like 18 years old in a home when he doesn't have any rule, then he go out and he thinks that he can do whatever he wants because that's how he was
Raised.
grown up. So yeah, raised.
And it's gonna be in
Exactly. Yeah.
trouble for the more of it. But it's the same thing. Like if you don't expose the people to the information they need to know for them in order to change, then it's gonna be the same patterns repeating and repeating and repeating. Because it's not that
Exactly.
we can change. Like the most of us, I mean, like we try to be better and try to do whatever, but it's still like first the pressure is really big from the people surrounding us, and also the information and the people that are and the people that maybe have the ability to change us. They don't have like the patience like to show the way, like you have to do this and you have to do that. And well, it's a bit tricky. Do you have a what type of cultural information of content like reaches you from Kosovo? What do you surf more? What do you look for apart from the politics, which is like
But yeah, I'm really interested in like projects that involves like young generation because I really feel sorry for the young generation of Kosovo because they don't have like many chances like neither to go out and to like for the visa stuff. So I really wish that they had more chances to go out and to try to do whatever they want because I see like a huge potential, but they are like closed in Kosovo. So any project, anything that they are doing and trying to do, I try to follow and hopefully I will try also to help one day. Like I don't know how, like either financially or in any ways, but yeah, that's also why I decided to write some stuff also to be like a critical voice
But
because maybe it's a bit easier when you're outside.
now it's like internet time. Like how's like working for a company or whatever from Kosovo? I mean like a remote working or like freelancing and doing this type of things that like everybody's doing now. I mean everybody like younger generations everywhere. Because it's like uh, for when I wanted to go when I wanted the possibility to go on the western side of the world like Europe or America or whatever, it's like it was more because the only way to have contact with the culture there was to go there. Now you don't have to go there. I mean like
I mean, I would like them to really go and touch like the concrete world outside to see like, okay, it's not like the paradise that you think first, because probably like when you cannot go out, you think, oh, God knows how good is Germany or Italy or US, blah blah blah. So just really like to just come, try to work and do whatever you want to do in another country, and you see, then you can appreciate more maybe what you have. You can see like that doesn't exist any country that it's perfect because Germany and Italy and other countries in Europe are not perfect. There are many possibilities, many chances. Some stuff work better than in Kosovo, but they are not perfect. So just like really to have a concrete experience like outside, because yeah, you're right. Like with the internet now, you can work for a
you can
company
reach
that
out, yeah.
is somewhere else, but still like to come and to live in a place where you don't understand the language and maybe you have to try to find a way to get to talk to people and you struggle like with some basic stuff. It's helpful.
Is this the insight you think you have reached from living in Italy and Germany? Like you should try at least once going out and seeing for yourself, but it's not what you think it is. Of course, it's not.
Exactly, because I had an idea of Germany when I was in Italy, then I moved and it was a shock at the beginning, then uh, I get used to it. But yeah, just to learn, yeah, for me was learning English to get in order to apply for the master, then learning German to find a job to to survive. So like there are a lot of obstacles and things that you have to do, and you realize, okay, it was useful and helpful and everything, and you grow up a lot. But you have to do it. That's the point. I mean, you can get your dream without fighting and accepting
Without
like to
sacrificing
spend
something, of course. Yeah, you have
exactly
to.
sacrifice.
Yeah, everything is tears. I'm curious about like when Albanians like live abroad, like your contact
Yeah.
with the culture and our story and everything. Is anything like that? When they say, "Tell me something about Albania to impress me." I mean, Albanians in general, Albanians in Kosovo, or whatever. Like, is anything that like when you've heard it for the first time from the Albanian story or music or arts or politics or I don't know something like, and you say wow, and like that has stuck with you.
Probably like the constant that I see like in every story is this strong feeling to be Albanians. Like in every story, I see like famous people, but also not famous people. Like you can get like, okay, he's a brother, she's a sister, because like nobody like hides this feeling of being Albanian, and every time we try to remind people, hey, I'm Albanian, even though like people don't care anymore or don't ask us, but like we have to say it, like, look, I'm Albanian. And I mean, first we say people we are Albanian, then we start talking about ourselves. That's something I like, because I don't see this strong feeling of, how to say, from other nationalities. Like I see people are not so. I probably am wrong, but probably nobody is proud as we are. even though like we were talking like many things that we don't like, and but still.
Yeah. I have a quick round of questions. This test is called How Albanian Are You?
Oh,
Okay? How many people will be at your wedding?
I'm not planning to do a wedding, but probably.
The right answer is 400.
Yeah, I know the right answer, but yeah, for that I'm like 0% Albanian.
Have you ever brought food or covers or anything from Kosovo to Italy for other parents?
Of course, always.
Between baklava and kadayif.
Baklava.
Okay. What's your feeling about bamia? Bamia is the things, the food. No, you don't have them there. I don't know how is it in Italy. Forget about it. Don't worry. Yeah.
Never.
The other question is like, are you a fan of Germany football or Italy football? But it's like soccer, but it's you never bother. Like you're into politics.
I really like watched a lot of football, but then at some point I got tired of it. So now
Yeah.
But if I have to choose it, Italy, because I know the clubs a bit better.
What is the best Albanian dish?
Oof. That's difficult.
Yeah.
I cannot choose.
You should have said like fagioli. Right away. Which one is stronger, God or Rakia?
I think Rakia.
Thanks, man. Well, it was nice talking to you. Thanks, Gëzim, for doing this.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you too.
If there is anything you want to say to everyone all around the world who will one day eventually listen to this, some message of anything, hope, despair, anger.
Something that I learned that I realized like these days, because I'm finishing some of my projects and stuff, that many times when you have like dreams, nobody see your dreams, and maybe sometimes you try to explain them what you want to achieve, and they look at you like in a weird way, or they ask you, "Are you sure?" or "You are crazy. What do you want to do?" I mean, you're never gonna achieve that goal. But then if you just keep fighting for it, at some point you're gonna achieve your goals. And there is this magic of fighting for something that nobody see, but only you see it. And then when you manage to do it, it's like that feeling it's even like impossible to describe. So just keep fighting for what you want, and I'm pretty sure that at some point you're gonna realize it.
Thanks, man. Awesome. Keep fighting, everyone. See you on the next time. Thank you, Gëzim. Bye.
Thank you, Sergi.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.